Rumi, meaning Anatolian, because Anatolia used to be called the land of Rum, or the Romans. He also gained the title of Mevlana, which means our master, through his life's work there.
To call him Rumi emphasizes, in a sense, the Western aspect. Rum is the Byzantine Empire. When he lived, where he lived was still largely Christian. It had only recently been conquered by the Muslims. So the population was still largely Christian, largely connected in some way with the West. So we call him Rumi, which is in a sense to westernize him. But his given name was Muhammad. And in much of the Islamic literature, he's not referred to as Rumi. He's referred to as Muhammad Jalaluddin Balkhi. He was from Balkh, which is actually not from the western part of the Islamic realm, but the eastern part. So we've kind of westernized him by calling him Rumi. And we've removed the Muhammad from him. And so much of the literature that we in the West read about Rumi diminishes his Islamic roots. Before he met Shamsuddin Tabrizi and discovered fully the mystical path, he studied law. He studied the essential Islamic sciences, and he was throughout his life rooted in those. Shamsuddin Tabrizi enabled him to move beyond those, but not to negate them, not to forget them. So we Westerners tend to take Rumi as the mystic without the Islam. And we treasure those few passages, in which he seems to negate religious differences. He says, whether Hindu, whether Christian, whether Buddhist or Zoroastrian or whatever, it makes no difference. And in one sense, that's true. These are part of the world of form. But in another sense, one has to pass through that world of form, through the particularity of religion, and that's important. For me, as a Christian, to read Rumi, I do not want to read him in a way that negates his Islam, that Christianizes him, because I then lose one of the richest parts of that dialogue, of that interaction, which is an interaction of Christian particularity with Islamic particularity. If I negate that particularity, the uniqueness of each tradition, its own particular form and pattern and history, then I lose the importance, the value of the conversation. It becomes chit-chat, in a sense. So it's important to remember that Jalaluddin Rumi is Muhammad Jalaluddin Rumi, and to engage in the particularity and the uniqueness of that particular source of his knowledge.